Alright, last time on Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, I can't actually recall what happened. I think we ended the last episode off in some sort of bizarre haze? But we have hammers now, so I guess that's a plus.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened in the game, but I remember what matters.
Alright, so we're opening today with a new minigame. Oh, me and my tutorials. Nobody appreciates them. You put in one line of text explaining what to do and the gamers get mad. Alright, so I can explain this well enough. This is... I was about to say my least favorite minigame, but there is a worse one. This one is a little hectic, though. You're playing as both Mario and Luigi. Luigi, however, is in the darkness, and in order to know how to time his jumps, you got to keep the flashlight shining on him. There are also two types of obstacles. I think we might only see one in this level, though. And, yeah, it's pretty much just that, but it gets relatively difficult later on. Though probably not as much as Border Jump.
I do like how the pickups are color coordinated.
Yep.
They were very good about that in this game.
Yep, just green for Luigi and red with an M for Mario. If you turn that upside down, it's for Wumbo.
Not even Wario.
Not this time. Wario's been banned. It's not allowed in the house. Alright, and we've got a 5-gem surplus. So yeah, you are allowed to miss up to 5. Any more than that, and you don't clear the minigame. So that's easy enough, but that's only the level 1 minigame.
You're going to be showing off all the levels, right?
Eventually, yeah. I don't think I do it now, though. Also, this line made me think he was actually dead and a ghost when I was a kid. Because he does just sort of fade in, right? Whenever you complete the minigame.
Yeah, and he somehow managed to get across that length of track way quicker than you all did.
Yeah, so I think that man is just dead. That's just a ghost and his dog and also his rocking chair, which is also dead.
Wait, a rocking chair is a dead tree, so is a dead rocking chair like a double ghost?
I guess so? Oh, it's a zombie ghost, obviously. Because, I mean, you wouldn't say a rocking chair is dead, so it's undead.
Oh no, the rocking chair is the zombie part, because it's reanimated. It's a reanimated tree.
Yep, exactly.
I'm glad we're getting our stupid tangent out of the way early this time, instead of waiting for the end.
Alright, so, they're teaching us how to use hammers in a fight now, that we actually can and will need to use hammers in a fight.
Tag yourself on the faces in the background.
I'm the trees. So, hammer on attacks isn't so bad. I don't mind attacking hammer too much, it's just a matter of paying attention to when your hammer's moving, and then pressing it then. Hammer defense, on the other hand, is kind of a pain in the ass, because you have to press and hold B. Don't hold it too long, or the head will fall off the hammer, and you'll fail the defense.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, like, I get why that is. Like, the timing for jumps is pretty much instantaneous, right? So, whenever you do a jump defense, that is, you jump the moment before the attack hits. The hammer, on the other hand, is a charge attack, so you have to prepare it and then let it loose. The problem is, I feel like that's a little ruder to pull off than jumps. Because you have to know the enemy's timing like, not just when it's about to hit you, which you can tell visually, but also, like, you need to know the length of time it will take to actually defend correctly. Because I think if you don't hold it long enough, you also fail the defense, because they'll just, like, pull the hammer. They'll just, like, pull out the hammer, but not, like, ready it. We can't break those rocks, by the way.
Immediately showing you your hammers are not as good as they could be.
Yep. In case you needed to know, yeah, we're gonna need to make these hammers better. Despite what the Hammer Brothers said, these hammers can't break anything yet. They merely have the potential. But, yeah, considering... one more thing. Don't jump down there. That's a shortcut back to the entrance of the mines. I don't want to go back there yet. We'd have to play the minigame again in order to get back. We've also got a Boo statue that disappears when we look at it. Can't do anything with that either. So anyway, yeah, hammer defense is quite rude. Because, like, again, you can visually tell if you need to jump over something most of the time. If something decides to linger before attacking you, that's a lot of time it can waste. And just make you fail the defense through attrition.
Is the head of the hammer falling off? Is that in all the games? Because I seem to remember being able to just hold the hammer out and wait in some of the games.
I think it might be in them. Like, I know in this game there is actually a way to get it so you just, like, have hammer defense forever. But, you know, we don't have that yet. I think it's still a press and hold in later games, but I think, yeah, you might have just as much time as you want.
Okay, yeah. I knew it was a press and hold, but I also thought it was like an infinite press.
Yeah, they're a little more lenient in later games, and it's still like a different thing, because you still gotta prep the hammer, and you still have to let go instead of press to actually do a counter, which is, you know, a bit of a different action, so I think it differentiates the hammer enough. Also in addition, you might have noticed that the hammer, when used in the overworld, will actually stun enemies rather than do damage to them at the start. And of course, certain enemies cannot be attacked by jumps like Sharpie because they're spiky, so if an enemy looks painful, they usually are. That's not always 100% true, I can think of a few exceptions. But, you know, be cautious about it.
Man, these worm enemies look like they needed to have their sprites changed for the American release.
They're lingering on very unfortunate, yeah. That is, I believe, Swarm, by the way. They are enemies that dig. Anyway, here's this mess. So, bad things are going down in Bean Bean Castle Town. So, most of the doors here are locked. There aren't a lot of places we can go. Now, here's the thing. The Bean Bean Wilds around the town are the closest thing to a hub in this game. You know, there's a decent bit to explore. There's a decent bit to explore, and it connects all of the major areas for the most parts. There are some areas you probably don't want to go yet, like the northern section of the Bean Bean Wilds has some fairly high-leveled enemies for this point in the game. Given the nature of Mario and Luigi, you can, you know, get through those encounters without too much issue. You know, it's not like it's going to be a stat lock, it's just, here's some enemies that will probably destroy you if they hit you, like, twice. And also, fun fact, I only ever did this once, but you can loop around the kingdom and actually go to the right side of the town. There are two sides to this town, a western and an eastern. The thing is, you're really not supposed to be on the eastern end yet, because there's a bridge on this side of town that leads to that section. It's destroyed. There's also a section to the north that connects the two, but there's a block between the eastern and western sections, so you can't actually pass between the two. So if you do want to explore a lot early on and end up on that side of town, you do have to go back around the Bean Wilds again in order to actually do plot progression. I mean, yeah, but there's still probably some kind of threatening thing here, right? Yeah, she's going towards the castle. It's probably not great, the witch just is wandering up to the castle. Well, this seems like it could be a problem. You know, from our experience, typically, you can't just kidnap a monarch, and it's not too big an issue, so let's see if we can stop that from happening. Although the guards are on point, they're preventing us from coming in. I'm Mario, I'm here only to fight. That's alliterative. And yes, this game has anime pratfalls. It's great. This is, I think, the only game in the series that really does that joke.
I feel like Super Mario RPG had to at some point.
Oh, yeah, definitely RPG. Later Mario... Mario and Luigi games, though. Yeah, the Mario and Luigi... Mario RPG was just chock full of so many, like... Oh shoot, what's the term? Not visual gags.
Sight gags?
Yeah. There's just a whole lot of stuff like this and Mario pantomiming, and it's great.
My favorite is when the kid is talking about how cool his toy is and Mario's about to punch him in the back of the head.
Just ready to kill this child.
Malo has to hold him back. Yeah. I think most people consider Mario RPG to be like a separate thing, not part of either RPG things, but I consider it to be like part of both. Because it's the predecessor to both series.
Yep, it's the predecessor. And if I remember correctly, like Paper Mario was originally like in the planning stages just gonna be Mario and Luigi 2. Or I keep doing that. Mario RPG 2.
Yeah, there's like beta textures in it.
Also a fair few similarities, like the dojo for one has just a whole lot of similarities to the Mario RPG dojo. So, you know, recurring elements and whatnots. Alright, we got those coins instead of helping this guy right here. Excuse me. I was just in there. Are you a wizard too?
I was hiding in the ceiling. You didn't look up, Mario. If I were an enemy, you'd be dead.
It just cuts back to that room, Lady Lima hanging onto the ceiling doing the shh motion.
Single sweat drop, trailing down her nose, about to fall right onto Mario's face.
Don't do that animation! Can't just have Bamario'd brothers waltzing into the castle speaking to queens. So to the dungeon with ye! Surprise!